ho, ho, ho. It is the Strength Hammer Podcast, episode 118. It's the Christmas episode, as you can probably tell if you're watching on the video. If you're a listener, you have no idea other than the ho, ho, ho.
Ho ho homies.
Why aren't you watching on the YouTube and subscribing and liking? So, we're here
Hello, Chuck.
with Alex. Hi, Alex. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a
Good is good.
it's a festive day. We had a great club day last
hmm
night. You graced us with your presence. You built some squigs
hmm
for the upcoming
Yep. For the
Terathi.
old world,
Yep.
I was literally playing with the list like a minute before this call. I was still trying to find a way to fit in this item, and what if I take this out? Can I fit this in? I love this part of the hobby.
Yeah, the list building in the old world and fantasy is just top tier.
That's not matched, unmatched with any other games I've played.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
That's right. Hey, that's right.
You know, else is the gift that keeps on giving.
What is it?
The segment where we talk about our lawns.
Yep, there it is.
So, Alex, how is your lawn doing?
Yeah, nothing changed. Nothing.
What?
It's still cold.
Yeah,
Nothing has
it
grown.
was warm for a
No.
couple days.
Yeah, it was warm, but yeah, it's not. Nothing has changed. It's still nice and trimmed, and we'll start cutting it in 4 months, maybe
Maybe.
3.5,
Yeah.
4.
To be fair, as we get closer to Christmas, I'm just upset that I can see my lawn.
Yeah.
I want to see more snow,
Yeah.
which we're getting some this Saturday. So hey,
Hey, maybe I cannot remember last time we had White Christmas.
2 years
So.
ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I just have a bad memory. That's what we found out today.
Yeah,
Uh,
unless you weren't in town, but yeah, 2 years ago it was a white Christmas.
yeah.
Nice, nice.
Very
Okay.
cool. How's your lawn?
Oh, my lawn.
Can't
It's
skip
it's
that.
like I said, it's seen, and I don't like it.
That's right. That's right.
But in general, it's fine. That's it. It's fine. Nothing too extreme.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, with the Christmas episode upon us, Alex,
Yes.
you had a good topic, so we're gonna use that today. So we know what's in Santa's sack.
Do we?
Well, I mean gifts for all the
Ah,
boys and
yes. Oh,
girls,
yes.
all
That
the
that
good
sack.
boys and girls.
Yes.
Yes,
Of
yes,
course. Yes. I see.
yes. What sack were you thinking of?
The same one. The same one with all the gifts. I was thinking of the coal sack. That's what
Oh,
I
for
was
the bat,
thinking.
yeah, the
Right, for
bat,
the
yeah.
bad.
I suppose
Yeah.
he would keep those in separate sacks.
Yeah. I would assume so.
Like he has like a little left sack, right sack action going on in the back of the.
Yeah. Probably one is like much bigger than the other. Probably more gifts than the coal.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think
Yeah.
the right sack is the coal or the left sack's the coal?
It must be the left, right?
Okay, we can go left.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I'm good for whatever option.
Yeah. Hangs a little higher,
Yeah,
and the gift sack is a little lower. That's my hope, at least, that there's more
I
good kids than bad kids.
that's my belief that there's more good kids and bad kids in the world. So the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
left coal sack is a lot lighter and
Yeah.
smaller.
Yeah. And I think Santa is gracious too. He's like, well, I know. You said a bad word, but you didn't know what it meant, so it's okay.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, with Santa's sack talk out of the way, we need to talk about our sacks.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Elaborate on that, please,
Well,
Chuck.
things
More?
from our things that go into our sack are also good stocking stuffers this time of year for other gym nerds.
Oh, that sack. You're
Yeah,
talking about a gym bag.
yeah, the gym bag, the gym sack. What do you call it?
Ah,
You call it the gym bag? I call
I,
it my
ca-
gym sack.
I see. I think I will keep calling it my gym bag.
Okay,
Yeah.
hey, that's fine. It must be. It's probably a millennial thing.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. Just
it's
a difference in age. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the top things that we have to have in our gym bag when we go
Ah,
lifting throughout the week?
yeah.
And also these, like, as mentioned and you said at the start of the show, these are also usually good things. They're stocking stuffers for the gym bros and the gym girls in your life.
Yeah, I would say so, right? I mean, a lot of those things you can buy for 20 or less dollars. Some of the things we mentioned, I'm sure, are going to be closer to 50, $100, even more. Which, if you have that amount of money to buy for a present for a friend, a lot of those things, I know if somebody got any of those for me, I would not be upset, even if I already have one or two of them.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, hey, it comes down to how big your stocking is, or as I like to call it, because everything you put in the stocking is always for your gym sack, so it's your sock
Hmm.
sack.
It's your sock sack.
Yeah, sack sock.
Yeah,
It's interchangeable. Anyway,
very good.
um, Alex, what's one
Yes.
thing that you need to have in your gym bag at all times?
Well, I think yeah. Let's just go and through the list. The first and most obvious thing is this: the change of clothes, full change of clothes.
Okay, all right.
Right. Starting with an obvious one. So always have a pair of shorts, always have a t-shirt, always have socks and underwear, just in case. And yeah, I mean, always have that, right? I sometimes I don't even know if I'm going to go to the gym, but I'll throw it in the car just so I can have an option to go to the gym and have a change of clothes. I don't have to go back home to change my clothes.
See, that's interesting because since I live so close to my gym, I can walk it. I don't ever think about that.
Hmm.
Like for you, a gym is like a Pokemon battle. You're just walking around having a good time. All of a sudden, you lock eyes with that gym, and boom, session
Yep,
starts.
exactly. Yep.
Okay,
Sometimes I don't plan to go to the gym, and I'm like, I just want to go to the gym and do some treadmill work, maybe some cardio, maybe some abs, and then I can because everything's already packed. I don't have to go home.
fair, fair.
Hmm.
I think one thing in my gym, uh, I'm gonna skip the obvious of key to my house. That's dumb, but my headphones.
Oh yeah.
I wanna have my podcast on or my tunes. Listen to my Taylor Swift as I move heavy weight. So, um, having my headphones in the gym, and you know, we both use wireless. Most people now
Hmm.
use wireless. I've seen some people use wired still, and I'm like, hey, it works. I get it. Maybe
It's up
that's your
to you.
backup, but
Yep.
man, getting wireless if you can,
Yeah. So
just
nice.
yeah, just so nice.
And if you take it the next step, what I often do is actually have a backup earphones just in case.
Yeah, your backup ones can be wired. That makes sense.
Right,
Yeah.
wired, whatever cheap pair you have that maybe you upgraded from, but throw it in there because the day that you forgot to charge the battery on your wireless ones, and you got to the workout and it's leg day and you need everything you can get to get through the workout, and you have no music,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's a fight on its own. But if you have backup headphones, it's sure is nice.
I don't have backups in my head in my bag actually. I just suffer.
If you want to get Chuck a little gift, you can give him some cheap
Give me some
headphones.
cheap headphones. Put it in my sack. Uh,
Very good. So I guess
yeah, your next one.
the next thing would be lifting shoes, right?
Yeah.
Now this one, no, some people just it might be obvious. It's kind of like the change of clothes, but some people just don't have lifting shoes, right? So get a good pair of lifting shoes. Get
Now,
I
when you
often
when you say lifting shoes, are you talking about shoes to lift in, or are you talking about
shoes to
lift
lift in.
like okay, so like flat Converse style shoes? Because in
Yes,
my bag, I actually do have this item because I wear the flat Converses to the gym, but in my gym, I have lifting shoes, Olympic lifting
yes,
shoes for
yes.
leg day.
Yeah, you have squatting shoes, right?
Yeah,
The elevated platform.
yeah, elevated
Yeah,
bike.
like
Yeah,
the back. Hmm. Yeah, I actually don't have those. I probably should get them.
they're great. They're great for the
Yeah,
days when you're just
I have
struggling.
pretty good ankle mobility, but it,
You
it
do.
doesn't provide nice support. Yeah. So yeah, lifting shoes. I mean, of whatever kind you need, right? If you are planning to run and lift, probably a good idea to have running shoes in there,
Yeah,
right? If you're planning to just lift, maybe do some steps on the car on the treadmill, doesn't really matter as much. If you're planning to squat heavy, right, and you need more stability, or you just don't have the best ankle mobility, or you just like get squatting shoes, right? But just have shoes in there to lift in.
yeah, exactly. No, that's a good point. Like, it doesn't have to be the expensive Olympic shoes,
Yep.
but just shoes to lift is a great idea.
Yep. And keep them in the gym bag or in the gym sack, as we now call it,
Yeah, the gym sack.
because there's no need to keep them at home, right?
You
So
don't.
just bring them with you at all times.
Yeah, you do not need them. That's perfectly fine. Let's see. My next thing. So this is going to be a bad stocking stuffer unless you have a very big sack sock. Um, it's going to be the weightlifting belt.
Yep.
Um, I, it's not a must for your early lifters, your
Sure.
even your early immediate lifters. But as you get more and more weight, it's nice to have that as a tool in your bag to put
Big
on
time.
for whenever you're doing squats or deadlifts.
Big
Um,
time.
uh, yeah, and it's like I said, I prefer a nice thick belt. I know you go a little bit thinner than me.
Hmm.
I'm more of a
Hmm.
powerlifting style belt. You do more of a bodybuilding. So like there's different options out there. So it behooves you if you're buying this for somebody to know or for yourself
Yes.
what you want out of that belt. Like
Yes.
like are you doing? Yeah, it's. There's plenty of other people out there, I'm sure, on YouTube that have done lots of breakdowns. I like a nice thick belt. I use what was it, iron or bull strength or something. Iron, yeah,
Iron Bowl.
Iron
Iron
Bowl,
Bowl.
Iron Bowl. Yeah,
hmm
that's
It's a
it's
good brand.
lasted me years. It's quality.
Yep.
They do good sales too. But yeah, getting the bracing down, learning how to use it is also very key. But yeah, there's always a weight belt in my bag.
Yep. Yep. Lifting belt is nice. Depending on the type of gym you go to, you might have access to lifting belts.
Sure.
I think most gyms I've seen, but somebody might be using it. You never guaranteed to have it there. So having your own lifting belt that you like using, that you're comfortable with, is
Yeah.
definitely should be in there.
Now, usually like I said, the only gym that I've ever been to that had their own belts, like extra belts, was when I did CrossFit. Because the CrossFit belts are like the
Sure.
little nylon Velcro ones that did the job
Sure.
for what you're
Sure.
doing. But which I don't have one of those. I should probably get one of those. That'd be
Why not?
it'd be good to have. Yeah.
Yeah. It is funny how there are different types of belts available for different purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're a beginner, maybe early intermediate, just get a belt. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Next, I would put, and some of the other ones we're going to talk about are going to be more stocking stuffers. That would be a bit more, at least in my opinion, a bit more inexpensive. Is lifting straps,
Yeah.
right? Uh, well, like I said, some of those stuff is not necessarily as important for beginners, but since I train more bodybuilding style, I don't care about my grip strength. I just care about, if my grip strength gives out, but my muscle, my back has not given out yet, or big one I can think of is traps,
Yeah.
right? Ain't no way I'm holding a 110-pound dumbbell for 20 reps, but having a strap sure helps. So straps, they come in all kind of shapes and sizes. Usually not very expensive.
Yeah. Because
So I usually have.
you have the figure eights. You have the usual long ones. I've seen them in
hmm
leather. I heard the leather ones are just phenomenal once you break
Oh,
them in
really?
because
I've actually never seen the leather ones.
they get into the knurling a lot better. Because even the nylons kind of like
Mm,
slip a little bit.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean,
I,
it's
I I usually actually put chalk and straps lately so they don't slip as much. Yeah.
there you go, there you go. Which tell you what I'm gonna add to my gym sack here, something I do have, liquid chalk.
Yep. Very good.
Um, just because if you're trying to build the grip strength, you're gonna need some chalk with what you're doing, and
hmm
liquid chalk. Some I do miss my prior gym where I had chalk everywhere and I could just make a god awful mess. The new gym doesn't have chalk everywhere, but I can use liquid chalk, so I always
Yep.
keep that on hand because it's nice to have when you're doing farmers carries and you're trying to not use the straps and build that grip. So, and
Yep.
those little tubes, they'll last you a while. They're really inexpensive,
Like $8 to $10. $8 to $10. Super cheap.
and you get them scented. You can smell like pine trees.
Ah, I didn't know you can get them scented. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Super helpful. I totally agree.
Yes, they're great.
Awesome. Next one on my list would be wrist wraps, right? So
Good one.
kind of
Yep.
continuing with the idea of just support and bracing for certain movements. A lot of pushing movements, having wrist wraps to lock in your wrists in place. So shoulder press, bench press, even some people squatting I've seen use wrist wraps. So very very inexpensive. Once again, usually you can get $20 or less, and very very helpful tool in a gym bag.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna throw a curveball at you.
Ah,
So this is in my bag. It's been in my bag ever since CrossFit time. But a jump rope.
okay, sure, yeah.
Just because I had it during CrossFit. I had one of those like speed ropes, I guess that you'd call it. For double unders and things like that. And it was mine. It was because the thing is, if you want to get some nice quick cardio in, jump roping is fantastic. Jumping is good for you.
hmm
Like I think
Yeah,
everybody should jump. If you're listening to this and you cannot remember the last time you jumped, go outside and jump up and down a little bit. It's good for you. Good for your
sure,
good for that knee. Um, but it's nice to have it because it's set to my height. So it's always what it is. It's always there for me if I want to do some quick cardio
sure.
that's not running. It's a great thing to do. It's kind of fun. Like it's jump roping.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So
fun cardio. It's a good skill.
yeah, so I'm excited. It's always in my gym bag, even though I don't really do double unders too much anymore.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good one to have. Definitely no issues there. Next one I have is just common sense, but sometimes you can forget to put it in there. Is a deodorant.
Oh well, yeah, yeah. Especially if you're showering and doing all that stuff. Let's put shower and like shampoo together.
Sure,
That's a double
sure.
one for
Personal
you.
hygiene stuff. Personal hygiene stuff, right? I think even if you're not showering, oftentimes I will go to the gym, just do a clean wash up, but I have to go to work afterwards, right? I think
Right.
most people who go to the gym are going before work, maybe on lunch break,
Yeah,
or maybe they have plans afterwards. Maybe they go after work, go to the gym, go and play Warhammer with their friends. Bring deodorant. Your friends will say thank you.
no, appreciate it. Yep. Now, if you're
Yep.
like me and you work at home in your basement where your wife's not at, you can come home and be
Who
stinky
cares?
just like me. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'll shower later.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let's see. Let's
Ah,
next
I
is
have two
me.
more. I'm not sure if you have anything else, but I have two more small ones.
I do. The first one I have is going to be just some bands.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, just some
That's
nothing too extreme. Just like some bands to warm up with, because they help with shoulder mobility. You can get some
hmm
bicep warm up going with them. You don't need a ton. You don't need like a whole set. Alex, you
no.
bought me stuff a while ago, and I keep one of them in my bag just because it's easy to just if I need to, like, oh, you know what, all the everything I need is being taken, and I need to warm up my shoulder so I can do the back and forth with them. So yeah, I would
Yeah,
say at least a band for sure.
that's actually it reminds me that I should put a band in my gym sack. Because the bands that I have at current gym I just switched to recently, they're not
They're not
something I'm
great.
used to. They're not great. They have a lot, but they're not great. They're the ones that would come with handles
Oh yeah,
in them.
those aren't.
They kind
Yeah,
of suck.
yeah.
Yeah, Chuck and I would primarily we like the looped bands,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, they're really really good for warm up. Even for assistance with some bodyweight movements like reverse Nordic curls, super helpful.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
Yeah, so I should put one or two of them in my gym bag. That's a very good reminder. My next one is a lacrosse ball. Uh,
Yes,
there have
yes.
been a number of times where I would do something at the gym, I would tweak a muscle, I would use a weight I shouldn't be using, and I would just like, I just feel slightly uncomfortable. Get a lacrosse ball, put it against the wall or lay on the floor, and just stretch it out. And immediately there's that immediate relief that comes with stretching out those muscle knots or some small muscle damage.
I say quick note on that because that's such a good call out because I have one in my bag, but they come in pairs usually, so you buy pairs. My
There you
second
go.
one, so it's upstairs at my upstairs gaming computer. So in my night sessions where I'm playing Final Fantasy 14 or some Space Marine 2, I use it to massage my feet.
Yep,
It's
that's a
just
big one.
it just sits up there. It doesn't leave that space, and it's just low key there. Get a little extra little recovery in while you're gaming.
Very good. Yep, that's a great one.
See my next one. I'm gonna say that. Okay, so this one might not be for everybody. I know it's for you too. You'd like it,
Okay.
but it's gonna be B12 supplement.
Ah, sure,
Yeah.
sure, sure,
Um, the reason B12 is I typically don't use pre workout. I drink coffee. Occasionally I'll have a rain, but that's if I get rain for free at the Arnold or Alex buys me one or I just stumble upon one and I like have a craving, which isn't
hmm
often. But a B12 is for energy and things like that. But the B12 is the best pre workout I've ever had personally. It gets me going for a really hard workout.
Yeah,
So I like it's a cheap supplement. I get a cherry flavored one, so it's chewable. I can take it right before I start warming up, and by the time I'm about ready to go, it's usually kicking in. So yeah, B12 supplement. That's my suggestion.
yeah. Anytime we work out together, I usually snatch one of you too.
Well, you
So
have your own now. You have your
it's a
own.
good time. I have my own. I have my own. That's true. Um, yeah. So the last one that I have in my gym bag that I carry in there consistently is a is one that's probably unnecessary for most people, but it's a chain belt.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I always
And
use
what
it when
you
you come. Whenever I'm with you, I'm like, hey, you should get that
Yep.
out because I don't have one.
Yep, yep, and they're not expensive, by the way. I think it was $60 or less, so it's not that expensive.
Yeah,
And all it is if you're doing weighted pull-ups, if you're doing weighted dips, is just a weighted belt attachment, so you can attach a plate, weighted plate, to it.
nice. Yeah, no, that's a great thing. I'm trying to think. I do have one other thing in my bag now. It's because I found it. I haven't found a use for it yet, but I think there's going to be.
Sure, sure.
So, way in the past. I'm talking like junior high.
Okay.
I did I
Wow.
did I did some form of karate for about a year. It was good. I have nothing against it. It wasn't for me, and I didn't and it was
Sure,
I'm like not gonna stick with it. But
sure.
when I was cleaning recently, well, a couple months ago, I found my belt.
Huh.
Like I said, I was a yellow belt, which it's not. That's nothing special. Like I said, I can't do anything, and I can't
Sure,
remember
sure,
what I
sure.
did. I have few memories from it, but I put it in my bag because it's a very tough, durable belt. Because I was thinking, like, well, Might be good for like hanging off of it for pull-ups.
Hmm.
Maybe something like with like a carry. Uh, so I don't know. It feels like it could be useful, and the
We should
reason
definitely find a use for it.
right. And the
Yeah.
reason I bring it up is if you have something that's a use for it, let me know in the comments below because it's in my gym bag. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's useful. It feels like it could be,
Hmm.
but let me know in the comments below if you have a use for, I guess a gi belt in your gym bag because I'd be really
Yeah.
curious to know how I could work it into like a routine or a warm up or something.
Yeah. I'm curious now too. Like, how could you use it? Maybe some kind of a carry.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's or even just maybe just warming up, but
Yeah.
it's an odd one. But figured it gives a chance to throw this to the commenters. Let us know what you would use it for, or if you do it yourself.
Sure. Sure.
Perfect.
I have a couple more
Oh,
that
quick
I
run off.
don't
Yeah,
have personally. I don't have personally, but it might be helpful for some people
yeah,
if that's
toss them out.
something that may be useful.
Mhm.
And that's actually because you mentioned it. Number one, pre-workout, right? If you have pre-workout in there, it might be a good idea before you get to the gym, right? 10, 20 minutes beforehand, pop it in, drink some water, could be helpful. Supplements. So whatever supplements you take before the gym, I keep mine in the house because I have so much. So like I put it in here, just mix it. But if you have only one or two, probably a good idea to keep it in the gym bag so
Yeah.
you don't forget
Well,
about
yeah,
taking
a
it.
lot of shaker cups you have like that screw off bottom where you can put in like a
Yep.
protein or creatine or just other supplements. So
Yes, and the last one is protein, right? So have a just one serving of protein extra at in your gym bag. I used to do it, not anymore. But let's say you go to the gym and you have to go somewhere immediately afterwards and have time to get food. Well, you probably should get protein because if you're not going to get protein next 5 hours, that's going to be detrimental. So having a serving of protein powder in there as a backup, good idea.
get that science out of there. Just drink your protein while you're working out. Come on. I'm kidding. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good call out too. Like, especially because so many shaker cups have like you can find those little even on
Yes.
non-shaker cups. I think you gave me one. It's a little protein screw-on thing that just
Hmm.
goes on the it's gym
Yep.
bag. It's
That's
just
the
for
one I.
that. So
That's the one I have. Yep.
yep. All right, perfect. I hope
Good.
everyone's sack is full this year. And then Christmas Day, I hope you get to empty it completely
Yeah.
and enjoy the contents of your
And
sack.
play with it.
Yes, play with it. Um,
Uh,
okay, so with that out of the way, Alex, you've had some
mhm.
hobby. How's your hobby going? Give us the
Yeah.
story. What's going on?
Yeah, there's actually a good bit. So there's this dude who's running this like yearly invitational Warhammer event.
What a
He's like
dick.
he's not even really a friend. He's just a
Yeah.
guy I know. His name is Chuck Moore. But he's throwing an event. You're throwing an event
Hmm.
in a couple weeks, right? It's
Yeah, first week of
yeah,
January. It's coming
yeah,
quick.
yeah. It's I think 15, 16 days, something like that. So and I decided to create a new army for it, and it's about a third of the way built,
Yep. Needs to be painted
and
though.
it needs to get painted. Yep, yep,
I have
and
a
flocked. And
listen, listen, Alex. I have a feeling it might be one of those things where you need to come over to my house and I do the basic painting and you do the highlights.
I we may
We might
we
need to
might need
have a
to do
hobby
that.
day.
We might need to do that. We might
Yeah.
need to do that. Well, after this call, we can set one up. But
Yeah.
I have built 10 of the squid riders.
Nice.
I have built maybe almost a quarter of all the goblins I need. So it's
Okay.
40 goblins.
Nice.
I did make the banner guy, the BSB. I made a shaman, or I put him on a base, I should say. I already had a shaman. The convenient thing was that I already have a Gloomspite Gits army for the
Age of Sigmar.
AOS.
Yep.
Yes, so I had everything pretty much available, and also our mutual friend Matt Hayward gifted me a start collecting of Gloomspite Gits, which all those models work very well, obviously for the fantasy Goblin army.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been doing. I've been list building a lot too. Like I said earlier,
Nice.
I've been tweaking the list, 1,200 points, and we should mention that it is only 1,200 points. It's not
Yeah.
a
It's a team
full
event,
2,400
so
point.
it'd be,
Yes,
be
it's
two
a
people, 1,200 points.
yes. So that's been my hobby lately, and it's actually been really enjoyable, but also it's crunch time to get it done.
Fair. Fair. I'll talk more about my hobby over at Neil, but getting prepped for Teyrathi has been a lot of my hobby. Got
Yeah.
Teyrathi's gift in, and
Yes.
yeah, and then also answering questions, FAQs, and all that sort of stuff, and herding the cats, I guess, as you call it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm very excited for it.
It should be good. It should be very good. But I gotta figure out the menu. Anyway, all
The
right.
good stuff.
Well, with that, Alex, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, nerds.
And we will, I'm pretty sure actually I was thinking about it because we will have a New Year's episode.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, maybe it might be like a day or two delayed. We'll figure out the schedules.
Sweet.
But there'll be something before the year's out for everybody. Um, yeah, so it'll be good. We'll figure it out. So
Excellent.
we'll see
I
you
like it.
all before the year's over.
Very good.
All right, Alex. Catch you later.
And we are back. And this time, more festive than ever because we both have Santa hats on. Neil with the Ohio State. He's representing despite the fact that they continue to let him down.
It's all right. I'm an alumni. This is my alma mater. So the football team, while we like them to do well, always, bleed scarlet and gray. So.
Hey, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. Alma mater all the way. I'm sitting here. I have some hot cocoa tonight, Neil. Like my nice little festive mug.
Look at that.
Little Rudolph mug. It's because the normal mug would fit the cocoa, but I wanted the cocoa and a shot of rum. So, need a bigger mug.
Well done.
So, Neil, how you doing? What's going on?
Good. Very good. I opened an AOS article.
Wait. I think I have that one lined up. Is it about the balance update?
It is.
Tell you what, let's do news first, then we'll worry about all that law nonsense here. Let's bring that up on screen briefly. We're not going to go through the whole thing because that's not us. Why aren't you showing it? Oh, wait, that's because I'm looking at the wrong one. There it is. Yay, I hit my buttons right.
All right.
So yeah, there was a big balance update, as they said, every 6 months for Age of Sigmar. So Neil, you read through it, I assume, or at least watch Warhammer Weekly like I did to learn all about it.
Actually, I was watching Honest Wargamer about it. It was because for whatever reason couldn't find anything else on that on my YouTube on my drive in. But love when Rob puts those together.
Yeah,
they're very informational. So, yeah, I mean, I got through, I don't know, half an hour of it, so I haven't got through the whole thing. And I looked through some of the stuff too, mainly my armies that I'm concerned about.
Yep.
That's
as you do. Yeah, I got my daughter's a cane up here, so got some points drops.
Nice.
Cool. I don't mind points drops. I think daughter's cane we're in a fine spot. I like being in the middle. So a little more boosts is only going to help us.
Right.
What about your what was it, your KO or your corn? Because your KO got a little bit of a change.
Come down, so a lot of stuff came down for KO, which is good.
You got some other changes for KO too, I believe. I didn't read them though.
I didn't get all that deep into KO because I've been so kind of, let's say, maybe butthurt about them that I just kind of refuse to look at it too much. But I think I'm taking Corn to Brewhammer, so.
Fair enough.
They got some good points drops there as well. Again, I don't know what's good. I haven't played. It's been so long, so I'm starting to try and start reading this stuff and try to figure out what I want to do. Obviously, I want to bring something decent, but it probably will go 0-5, whatever it is.
Well, listen, you and I are going to be fighting for the 0-5 spot, so one of us will probably win because we'll face each other at the last round.
Well, if Dave comes, then that's a possibility as well. So.
The I know with Corn, the one change I do remember, and it's in my head because I liked it, was you can use blood tithes in each phase now, not just once per turn. So you can murder lust and dispel spell or whatever.
I don't know, because I haven't played them yet, so I don't know. And it's nice that everything has gone down in points, so maybe this is going to start changing. That's my cat.
Your cat, yeah.
My wife got the cat. But blood tithe, you have to kill a unit, right? And if there's less units on the board, then automatically blood tithe is less useful, right? So here's to hoping that's going to change here a little bit, and it will be more useful and more fun.
Sounds good to me. I'm excited all around. It's nice to see the balance updates. I do remember reading them a little bit last night at the club, and I had to kind of separate my brain, from the person who understands what Age of Sigmar is and what's going on with it. I like these changes that they made to the rule set essentially. Yeah. If I take myself out of that and go, I'm a new person, looking at Age of Sigmar, this is terrible. I have no idea what's going on. This is a mess. Why is there a whole new role suite? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's a lot. Like
it's a lot.
I've been playing Age of Sigmar now for what is it, a decade now? I don't know. I think it's very soon going to be a decade if it's not already. But I mean, I looked at that like it just showed like everything was updated, and because I'm starting to get used to like this, index hammer for the first
Right?
time
Yeah.
as well. But like it's just like update, and then like I click into it, and I'm like, okay, where's the thing telling me exactly what was updated? Well, there's nothing, right? You just have to know what was there before and be like, well, look at this. So as far as I know, anyway.
Exactly. It's like I said. Yeah, like I'm getting games in now a little bit more regularly, and I'm having a good time and picking up on it, and but yeah, it's so not user friendly. Like if you're a new person playing this, don't even look at that. Just play the core rules and have a great time with your life.
Yeah.
The rest of this garbage doesn't even matter. And to be fair, even some of my games, like some of the games I've played, I say, hey, let's use the underdog mechanic, but let's just do it for the extra CP and nothing else. That was before this change, obviously.
Yeah.
And that was pretty streamlined and pretty simple. So.
Yeah. It sounds like they're making the double turn a little bit less influential. They're really trying to push towards that. As long as it remains the thing you can do, I'm still a happy camper. Even if they disincentivize it quite a bit, that's okay. So
this is where I'm gonna have like a weird pushback finally. So I'm a fan of the double turn. I will fight for it in Age of Sigmar the whole time. Seeing the amount of changes and stipulations they put on the double turn, I'm at the point now where I go, is it a problem? Is it a problem with the double turn mechanic, or is it a problem with the way you're writing the core rules that you have to write so many extra clauses and things on the double turn?
Yeah.
I want the double turn. I don't want the double turn to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like with
and that's actually the thing too. It's just like for me, I was like thinking this and listening to Rob talking about it, and I'm like, for me, having not played the game now and I don't know, 5 months. When I go to Brewhammer, like I could sit here and try and do my calculus about when to take it, when to not, or I could just not take it.
Yeah.
Or I could just take it. Like it's either I'm going to think about it a whole lot, or I'm not going to think about it at all. And where I am with the game right now, I'm just not going to think about it at all and just kind of do something.
Yeah, exactly.
Choice, right? And then live with whatever the hell the choice was. But absolutely, like if you're really trying to figure out when it's the best to use it, you really have to have some experience with the game, I feel like, at this point. So it's certainly not cut and dry like, oh shit, I feel like I'm losing, I'm going to take it. That's what it used to be.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not anymore. So
it's in a different space. And like I said, I'm not complaining at all, but like I'm kind of getting like the philosophical end of seeing all these changes and going like, maybe there's other problems. Maybe you should stop writing prescriptions if you haven't figured out what the cause is yet.
Right.
But also,
right.
It's a game. They need to fix things and try to do things. So, still, I'm a fan overall as someone who understands the game to see what they've changed.
Yeah.
So, I'm
I did. Another thing I liked in the changes was if you are the underdog, right now you get what are they? 2 of the.
Yes.
Or no, it's not the underdog. If you have more drops than less drops, you get to choose 2 of the what do they call them?
The honor guard things. Yeah.
Honor guard things. Yeah, you get to choose 2 of these things.
I'm a fan of that new one that gives one of the non-hero characters in your thing gives +2 inches of movement. That's solid. That's amazing. I'm
for your army too. That's witch elves moving across the board.
Do I want witch elves moving 8 or snakes moving 10? Fantastic. I love it.
All right. Yeah. Either way we're winning, right?
Yeah. Actually, it's funny because like the whole thing where you get to choose 2 in some situations, I'm like, I don't know what the second one I want is. I just want that one. I'm happy.
Yeah. That's enough. So that's much better. I like the disincentivizing the drop thing, or at least somehow balancing that out, right?
Well,
because there's nothing more I hate than being like feeling like I'm forced to list build to the lowest common denominator, and that's what that is, right? Like I have to make my list be X so that I have a chance at going first, just a chance,
Well, see, I think the thing is now like you have X, which is 2 or 1 drop. And then the opposite, it's going to be the Y, 3, 4, or 5 drop. But it's like, how do I? If like you and I won't care. It's fine. We'll probably be 3 or 4 in it. If we get it, cool. If we don't, whatever.
Yeah.
But the people who are trying to get it, they're gonna be 5 drops, 6 drops, 7 drops. You know, like whatever. It's gonna be interesting because like it's a race in different directions based upon your competitive build.
Yeah, absolutely.
But hey, it might balance out the people like me and you who are like 3 or 4 in the middle. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't, and that means it's working as intended. If it's a little bit more up in the air, whether it's you're gonna get it or not.
Yeah.
So cool.
Apologize for the dogs, everybody, by the way. So
it's the Christmas dogs. They're fine.
I am living with my parents. Well, I'm not, my parents are living with me. They're building a house, and so they're like homeless. They're living with my aunt and uncle and with me, and they're going back and forth. And so there are times we have 3 dogs in this house, and so somebody comes home, and that's what you get. So
it's all right. It's all right. Just close your eyes and pretend I'm Vince and this is Tom, and that's just the dogs barking. I guess you'd be Vince. You have the dogs, so
right.
I'll be Tom. Oh wait, hold on. I'll be Tom. All right, everybody, if you're a headphone user, please take your headphones off for a second because it's gonna be loud. Would you like me to do my Tom impression?
Let's go.
Just gonna smack my mic. Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Oh my God! If they are in fact watching this, then please, I don't want to know what my mannerisms are.
please don't. Yeah, I don't need to see that reflection.
Probably some mustache or beard twirly thing that I do way too often.
Hey, there's another piece of news I want to bring up real quick. And put it on the screen here real quick. This makes me Tom entirely. Because, boom, I maybe called it. If this is real or not, the leaked image of Core Hill Lion Mane in the old world.
Yeah, you know what? There actually today just came out some more leaked images of like old like Empire models and stuff like that.
Those,
and it is most of the comments are saying there's no way this stuff's legit. It looks like somebody's like photoshopping like whatever picture over top of so I don't know. I highly doubt these are legit at this point, but
yeah, it's let's consider it sus at best, but
yeah,
I would be excited if we get a White Lion build.
That'd be amazing. I'd love that because I have 2 White Lion chariots already printed and ready to go. So
I have my Lion chariot, my Lion boys. Oh, also this sorry, this is more of an internal news. Strength Hammer internal news here. So I did a little short video earlier this week on the Empire almanacs, so about the characters and stuff like that. Just kind of reading through them because I didn't really sit down and read through them beforehand. Just looked at pretty pictures, reading through them, giving some thoughts. And there was a great commenter. He's like, "Hey, did you see that the book leaked?" Because like during the whole thing, I'm like, "Oh great, there's another cavalry arcane journal army. This is exciting. I can't wait to have another set of horses running at me," because it feels like we're always getting that.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I released that video an hour later. I see a copy of the book leaked. I'm reading through it. And that said, we'll review it when it comes out and we get our hands on it. But the Square-based podcast did a good full review on it too. I think that cavalry army is really fun because you get to choose your flavor of knights, and it makes it multiple different versions of that same army. I'm a fan of this cavalry army now. I'm not saying I'm going to run the army, but like I am happy it's there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like the choosing of the knightly orders and stuff like that. So that's we'll get into it when we get into it. But yeah, it's got a little more flavor than just hey, here's your horses.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So
yeah,
I'm very much a fan of that. So that is all well and good. But news out of the way, since I guess we do news a little bit now. That's just what we do. Neil, how's your lawn?
It's green for a change. So yucky. Outside of that, nothing to report.
As I said earlier today with the side with Alex, I can see it, and it's almost Christmas, and I don't want to see it. I want snow.
Yeah.
But I get some coming this weekend. I think we're probably gonna get a little bit. It might be a white Christmas because it says rain snow mix for Christmas for us over here.
Oh really?
You're a little bit more north, so you might get snow, and like, if it shifts right, it might be a white Christmas.
I'll keep my fingers crossed. My wife and kids are heading down to Columbus on Christmas Day. I have to work the next day, so I'll not be going with them. But yeah, I hope it's not blizzard conditions, but I wouldn't mind a little dusting. So.
Nothing blizzard. They'll be safe. They'll be good. As long as they don't take your Prius.
Right.
Okay, well, hey, lawn talk. Boom, done. Check mark. Still, no one's told us a new topic, so we're gonna keep the lawn talk until someone gives us a better idea.
That's right.
But all right.
Yeah, let me actually add a segment for this special
Please.
Christmas edition.
Yes.
How is your Christmas shopping going, Chuck?
Oh my goodness. That's a great idea. People are gonna hate me in the comments. Absolutely hate me. I have had every Christmas gift wrapped. I've had the decorations up, and I've had the Christmas tree cut and up as well, with those packages wrapped and underneath the Christmas tree since December 1st.
Wow.
I had all my
So
Christmas
you truly
cards.
never have any sort of backlog, do you?
Usually with Christmas, like it's about first week after, but like I was like, I'm gonna get ahead of it. I had Christmas cards mailed out within the first week.
So you don't do what Amy and I do, where we just we set a Christmas budget, we buy stuff early, then we forget about the budget, and then we see more stuff, and then we just buy more stuff. Then we blow way over the budget. So,
See, I don't set a budget, so I can't blow the budget. I'm like, bills are paid, food's in my belly. Okay, let's have fun and spoil the nieces and the wife.
there you go.
That's good. How about you? How is your shopping going?
I think we are done. My wife just went out with the kids and bought gifts for their teachers and stuff like that. It's a good thing my wife exists. Otherwise, those teachers would have got nothing from me. Not because I'm a bastard, but just because I don't pay attention. So
let's say, should we call you this? Should we call you the state because you're not giving the teachers anything?
Right. So, got nothing against our good teachers here that are doing yeoman's job, and I would never want to spend 5 minutes in one of those classrooms. But I never think about doing that kind of stuff. However, my garbage man does drop a little note on saying "Merry Christmas" on the trash can, which we all know is code for "Yo, tip me."
Yeah, actually,
which also I have no problem with. I just have to remember to do it.
Yeah, I need to do it. Yeah, I need to go because I usually get like a. Well, it's odd because there's a guy driving truck and guys behind the truck, so it's like the last couple of years I've done 320, so they each get 20. Or sometimes like I just put like 50 in, let them figure it out. But yeah, I know what you mentioned. I got to get some cash out so I can do that. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
And my
backlog.
Yeah, it's a backlog. My trash night is Tuesdays, and my camera just fell off.
Just like, did you just do that on purpose?
No, I did not do that on purpose. So I was fiddling with my camera before it began, and it just kind of fell off. So Neil, talk for a little bit while I try and get this back up potentially.
Oh wow. All right. Well, I can't really talk about like the big Christmas gifts or whatever, but I will say what I am hoping for is some Hero Quest expansions, and I'm hoping for maybe all of them because that would be awesome. I'm currently playing that with my wife and my daughter. My son has lost interest and he has video games, and so no Hero Quest for the kiddo, at least not at this point. But I've been watching reviews and stuff. Not that I don't know kind of a little bit about the games already, but yeah, I mean it's a ton of fun. It's some good old classic early 1990s board game fun, and I'm very much there he is. I very much hope I get some of that for Christmas. So.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna throw in the trash for the trash man to pick up is this camera because it is garbage and I'm tired of it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm cheap and lazy, and when we hit 1,000 subs, I will buy a complete new camera that's a full DSLR and it'll look pretty. How about that?
Oh, please like and subscribe so we can see Chuck's beautiful face in 4K.
And now we're 720p at most.
Right. I don't even know where that. We might be like that, the old fuzzy TVs with the antennas.
Get some rabbit ears going. Get the foil out. Oh man. Uh-oh.
It's that 33K baud modem internet we got going on over here.
It's not great. It's not
My son would call it. He would call it that McDonald's internet.
Yeah.
You would also say that we should touch grass.
Your son's the type to go onto McDonald's internet though and start doing banking. So.
Yeah. No, you just do Fortnite.
You just Fortnite. Uh-oh. Hold on. What? Which way's the? There we go. Brighter. Ooh, that's. I need yellow. There we go. Perfect.
It actually just brightened up my screen.
My ring light is really good. My camera's what's. Cool. Well, that's a good topic. That's a good topic. Yeah, with Christmas on the way. Well, okay. Christmas is on the way, Neil. How's your hobby going? Is it slowed down?
I played some MCP with my son, so that is a game he does play.
Nice.
And we are going to try to start getting into an MCP league. That's every other weekend or whatever at one of the local game shops over here. He's interested in that. It's got just enough models where he can kind of do the thing. So we might do that. And let's see, outside of that, I've been painting like I said, some Hero Quest models here and there.
Nice.
Painting a little bit of MCP, getting that together. I have not done anything really Warhammer wise since hobby wise, I guess, since we finished the Tale of Four Warlords. As far as painting goes, I have played some Warhammer games, but I've not hobbied anything. So
no, that's all right. You're getting some games in. That's always good. My hobby, playing some Sigmar with the club recently, the monthly club, not the weekly club. And then getting ready for Terathi, getting that all set, trying to see because there's a couple, there's always going to be a few dropouts. Yeah, Neil Sex, he can't make it to this one. He's decided to go on a cruise with his family, the schmuck. Tell you what, Neil, after this, I will show you what Terathi's gift is, because there's one for you too, so I got extra.
I was telling somebody about it. I was just like, what? I mean, what's so disappointing is that trip fuels me for the rest of the year. It's like it is just the perfect amount of Warhammer and socialization for me, and just a gorgeous setting that really gets the juices flowing, gets me content.
Yep.
The rest of the year. So it's going to be a rough year until I make it up there at some point.
Well, I've already talked to Mark and about having like a little mini weekend so you can come out. So we'll figure that out. I'll just need some dates from you and we'll figure that out.
Nice.
Tell you what, Terathi's not always super relaxing for me till it happens, because nobody reads the pack.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, all I'm saying is I might be hiding a secret word in the middle of the pack, and if you don't tell me what it is, you do not go inside the building.
You have to stand outside in the rain.
Yep, rain or snow, you're standing outside. You pay me first for the event, and you stand outside till you read that whole pack.
What's the password? You have to know what the password is.
Exactly. But yeah, like getting some games in, getting prepped for that is good. I did build. I forgot to bring up pictures too. Check out my Instagram over at strength_hammer. I took the Grombadil, the White Dwarf model, and I put him on some shield bearers for the old world, and gave him a BSB instead of his axe. So I painted that up, which was kind of cool to have in my army.
Yeah.
Just a fun little side project.
Badass. Yeah.
Yep. And then I think I mentioned it last time, my Ho-Ho Hobby Vices came in. So I got some Lumineth behind me. I honestly thought I would have had them done by now, but I don't know what's going on. Neil, when I worked retail, I expected to be busy during the holidays. That makes sense, right?
Sure.
Every other job I've ever had, around this time, it's dead. Like I would be like, honestly, this time last year when I was in a different position at the same company I'm in now, great company, I love it, absolutely love my job. I was probably on my laptop, sort of there, playing games with people through the day, because like my job was just dead. For some reason this year, oh boy, I end the day at full sprint. I fall asleep at night. I wake up in the morning. I turn my computer on for work, and I'm full sprint again. I'd rather be busy than not, for sure.
That's good though.
I'm in sales, so I'd rather be busy. But I'm like,
right.
What's going on? So I have not had zero time to sneak away and like paint anything throughout the day as I usually do around this time of year. But
just the time to sell things, right?
Time to sell. Yeah, but I'll get those done. It's only 11 models, and then next up is my my Votann army, unless High Elves get announced a little sooner than expected, and then I'll take some of those on. We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. But anyway, all right, there's the hobby. Unless you have any other hobbies sneaking in there right now.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, main topic, it's Christmas, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about Christmas stuff. And we here at the Strength Hammer Podcast have a few Christmas gifts for you all.
Ooh.
So start it off. Neil,
Oh.
let's reminisce a little bit. what is the best Warhammer or wargaming? Let's wargaming Christmas present you've ever received.
I'm gonna have to go with a surprise opening of an Archaon.
Ooh.
My lovely wife. I think maybe you might have something to do with letting her know which one to get, perhaps.
If that was more than 2 days ago, I don't remember. So I can't take credit fully.
Contacted you and said, "Hey, what should I get Neil?" And I think that might have been one of them, but because she wouldn't have had any idea at that point. So, but that was awesome, and I literally loved that gift so much. I sold an entire high elf army for Tzeentch paints. So, but mostly paints to paint that model exactly as how Duncan decreed that I should paint it.
No, that's fair. That's fair. And that's a good gift. It's a mighty gift. You did an amazing job with it, especially with the dead Stormcast at the bottom with the souls leeching out. Still one of my favorite models you've ever done.
I keep thinking about selling it, and thankfully you talk me down from it every time. So
every time you think about selling it, Neil, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna tell you no, and then the second is I'm gonna be the first person to buy it off you.
I'll remember that if things get bad.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. For me, I'm trying to think back to some of the best. Honestly, I want to say probably one of the best was my last year Ho-Ho Hobby Vices.
Oh, I think so too. Yeah.
It was just I've received great gifts. Like even this past year's Hobby Vices, like the fact that they found like the few Lumineth models I don't have. They put in the research. Shout out to Bright Minis who got me the gift this year. But last year, they went way over the top. Dragon Princes, a Lumineth Shrine, a spare, which was really nice to have. And then just Taylor Swift themed Teyrathi custom. It was AI art, but I don't give a crap. Like they weren't selling it; they were just doing it for me. They actually went to other people I know on Instagram who are Swifties to say, "Hey, does this fit what Chuck thinks?" So like there was iterations.
Yeah.
Just because like there was such a level of care at it, and there was an order of opening the gifts to escalate. So. Like it was some of the most thought I've ever had into like a series of gifts, especially in the Warhammer space. So I think that was my favorite one. And you have to go way back on my Instagram feed to see it, but it was.
I'm still jealous of it. Yeah, it's awesome.
But I was just sitting here like literally like blown away. It's just like what it was. So.
And even though that might have been an AI image, but literally it looks like it belongs on a Warhammer Fantasy like army book. I mean, it's not good.
No,
like,
it's
show the people.
Oh yeah, I was gonna show you the image on like because it's on my tablet. It's my thing, but I have it right here. Boom, there it is. I forgot I have it just always prepped and locked and loaded.
Yeah, there you go.
Got to be ready for this at all times. Yeah, it's wonderful. I also have it on a shirt too, so it's just great. They sent me.
Love it.
Perfect. Okay, we know what the best gifts we think we've received are, so there we go. Now, let me ask you this, Neil. You were going to be given a gift of Warhammer this year. Wildest imagination. What would you think would be the coolest gift you could receive this year would be? With everything that's out now, what would you say is like, man, I wish I could have that, even though I know that'll probably never happen?
Well, I kind of already got a very cool gift from somebody. He might be sitting across the screen from me right now, which was an Eltharion model. So
that wasn't Christmas. I just bought that for you. That's not Christmas.
Well, I understand, but it was a great gift that I got this year. And if I had not gotten that, that might be what I said right now. However, since that's not the rules of this game we're playing right now, I would say one thing that I would love, and this is going to come as kind of a surprise to you, because this is not going to be fantasy or AOS related at all.
Okay.
But it is Warhammer, and I would want a Tau Supremacy armor.
Oh, is that like the biggest walker they have?
Yeah, with the 3 guns on the top of it and everything. Like they're sitting up there like this off it's the back of it, ready to come down and just fucking smoke you. You know, like. Oh man, that thing's cool. And I mean, can't beat it. I mean, it looks awesome.
It is
just
fantastic, and you're the Tau player, so there's no doubt.
Yeah. And to buy that thing, I think it's at least $500 after it's all said and done.
It's a Forge World Titan essentially, almost.
Yeah. So
Man,
that'd be it for me.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You'd think as somebody who told you what one of the things we're going to talk about was, and who brought this up and had the idea for it, you'd think I would have thought about this instead of right now.
It's a hard question anyway, so you might have been thinking about it all day and not coming up with a good answer. What do you give the Warhammer man in your life who has it all?
Tell you what, it's not much. If I could have anything right now, like a brand new, unbuilt version of it, the High Elf Dragon.
Which one?
The plastic one leaping off the rock.
Really?
I only ever bought one. I have the S Dragons too. I like that dragon more than the S Dragons.
Really?
Yeah. I would love to add that to my modern High Elves, and I'm sure it's probably going to come out and I'll be able to pick one up. But like, man, if I was opening Christmas Day, that would probably just blow my mind, because like they're hard to get right now.
Yeah.
Like, and they're kind of costly. So if I was able to get one and just go to town on it before like they released, I would just be absolutely thrilled. I think that would be like my ideal like Christmas gift as far as this year goes at this time.
I had one, sold it. It's too bad. Painted pretty well too. Remember that was in the Order Draconis army I had.
Yep,
that was
Order
one of
Draconis.
the dragons.
I still have mine in my old fantasy army. I just want a new one so I can put my modern paint schemes on it and throw it with my old world army.
Yeah.
I want to see what I could do to that dragon now, because I painted the Dark Elf plastic dragon about 4 times now, and man, I love it. And like it shows how far, if you look at that compared to the old stuff, how far I've come as like a hobbyist. So I'm waiting to be like paint up the new version when I do get one, and hold it up to my old version and be like, wow, I was shit as a kid.
There are things about that kit that I love, and there are things like its little T-Rex arms and legs that I just like. When you see the old Emmerich dragon, that's just giant compared to it.
Yeah.
And it's got giant arms, and this thing's got little baby arms. I could never get past that. I'm like, what's like, this dragon doesn't even like look like it could eat a spearman. It's too small. Like, it wouldn't even fit. Like, you would choke on it. Like, come on, man. Like,
I don't know. It's probably
like
nostalgia.
this dragon more dragon.
I think it's clearly nostalgia, because you were raised on those ones. I was raised on that one when that was my first dragon I got.
For sure.
Well, that'd be fun. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could think of. Maybe a 3D printer. I don't know.
Ooh. Now we're talking here. Which, by the way, if we can jump back to hobby for 1 second.
Absolutely.
I fixed my window. Everything's ready to go. There is less than 7 days, so this baby's going to be up and running. We're going to be running this bad boy.
Is it Christmas Day? Go.
Oh, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That's amazing.
I will. I'm not like my friend Mike, who's going to sit there and like monkey with the settings to make sure they're like absolutely perfect. It's what I should do, but when have I ever done what I should do in this hobby?
Yeah, exactly.
I should play meta armies. I should paint well. But no, we don't do any of that stuff.
Don't think, do.
Yes.
I love it. All right, Neil, you ready to open some Christmas gifts here that we've gotten for everybody?
Let's do it.
All right, so if I thought about it, I should have put a little wrapping paper or something over top of it, but I did not. So everyone, just imagine you're opening a gift. And boom! What's this? This is a Strength Hammer custom holiday-themed Age of Sigmar battle plan?
Mm-hmm.
It is. Neil, do you have it in front of you? I sent you a copy earlier, I believe.
Right? Yeah, up right now, actually.
Awesome. Let me know when you have it up.
Of course, my internet's going to want to
take its time.
Be a bastard right now.
Well, everybody, just so you're aware, too, this was cobbled together using other assets I found online. And I don't know if this is a good scenario as far as playability for, like, balanced play, but it sounded fun as I wrote it, and that was the key. So.
All right, we got it.
All right, Age of Sigmar, Battle Plan 1, Table 1, because this is the only battle plan I've written for this thing. So, go ahead and roll dice, Neil. Is it a 1? Great. If it's not, it's a 1 now. but it's called Snowball Fight. Two forces have stumbled upon a snowy field. There they stockpile the mounds of snowballs to use them and destroy their enemy. That was a little bit of word salad there, but oh well, it's fine. I was typing in a hurry with this. So, Neil, do you want to read the twist for us? If it doesn't come through on your end, I know like Facebook.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, go ahead.
Twist. Players fight to control the many piles of snowballs around the field of battle. Players, starting from the second turn, can capture the objectives in the four corners. They must control all prior objectives, in parentheses, from the respective corners, before being able to capture the next objective in the line, in parentheses, until the center objective.
Right,
Players may burn a controlled objective and inflict D3 mortal damage to all enemy units, but that objective is removed from play as they toss all the snowballs from the pile. At the end of the turn, the underdog may attempt to rebuild a snow pile objective that was burned in the prior turn on a 4+, in the same place it was removed from prior. Each player, do you want me to go into scoring?
Well, before you do, we'll just look at the map real quick. So obviously this is stolen from the Vice. And the objectives aren't moving. These objectives are all set at the start of the battle. But as kind of indicated there, you have to start at the corners on your side and work your way towards the center objective. So essentially there's 9 objectives on this table, Neil. And you can burn them to damage your opponent, which is great. Yeah. But you can also rebuild it potentially if you're the underdogs to give more choice. But yeah, go ahead and finish up the scoring metrics here.
Sure. All right. Each player scores victory points at the end of each of their turns as follows. Score 2 victory points if you control at least 1 objective. Score 2 victory points if you control 2 or more objectives. Score 2 victory points if you control more objectives than your opponent. So score 1, score 2, score more.
Easy.
And in the battle rounds 4 and 5 only, score 2 victory points if there are no enemy units within 6 inches of the remaining objective.
And by remaining objective, that should be the center objective specifically. I forgot to add that on, but hey, you guys can figure it out because you're watching this. But yeah, essentially, it's a snowball fight. Go to town. Have fun. Yeah, you can score 8 points per turn. There's no battle tech is going to be used in this whole thing, but let us know what you think about it. Let us know how you feel. Try it out. By the way, this will be linked to a Google Drive document in the comments below, so you can download it for yourself and play it if you got some Christmas holiday fun coming up here.
Love it. Might have to play this when I'm trying to learn how to play AOS again.
Hey, I doubt that's going to help you, but you'll have fun hopefully.
I didn't say it had to help me.
Yeah. Hey, so it's just mayhem, so let's we'll see how well it does. Yeah, it was fun, just kind of being a little narrative, having some fun with it. So I hope everybody likes this type thing. But Neil, Sigmar's very generous. So is the Strength Hammer podcast. We have another battle plan for you all.
Ooh.
Yes, and if you realize, I just said that there's only one Sigmar battle plan. Neil, what do you think the other one is? Even though I told you I'd said it to you.
Right now, it's an old world.
It is an old world. So we're going to have to zoom in on this one a little bit here. Once again, this will also be linked down below. So please feel free to have fun with it. Let us know what you think for some holiday fun on your gaming tables. So what we have, the Battle of Yuletide Fields. I wrote this one second, so like the juices were flowing hard after that first one. So the air is chill and the moon is bright as merrymaking begins on one side of the Yuletide Fields. At its center, the tree is decorated with lights and ornaments with gifts scattered at its base ready for the celebrant's first light. However, across the field is those who chose to wait until last minute for their celebration setup. They've decided to raid the more prepared merrymakers. Can the defenders save their tree and gifts, or will holiday merriment be ruined? Neil, do you want to read the attacker for me?
Absolutely. The attacker. The attacker must bring a 2,000-point list using the usual Grand Army or Arcane Journal Army compositions. They cannot use Vanguard or Scout special rules during this battle.
You are locked back there, sir. Doesn't mean you can't use like coming in the backfield or anything potentially if you have any like ways around that, because I didn't think that deep. All right, the defender. The defender. Please go ahead. No, after you go right ahead.
Wait, the defender. The defender must bring a 2,400-point list using the usual Grand Army or Arcane Journal Army composition. However, the defender must roll a dice for each unit as they deploy it. On a 1, 2, or 3, the unit is delayed due to merrymaking and will come on as reserves. Characters do not need to roll and can be placed inside a unit in reserve. Players can set up the battlefield terrain however they see fit, but the defensible position area must contain a decorated tree terrain piece and 5 wrapped gift boxes to place around the tree. I love this. The attacker can capture a single wrapped gift if they are within 6 inches of it, and there are no defenders within 3 inches of it, or if there are or are within 6 inches and just won a combat. If the unit is slain or lose combat, they drop the gift. Gifts are plus 100 victory points. The decorated tree can be captured if there are no defenders within 12 inches and the attacker is within 6 inches at the end of the game. Tree is plus 300 victory points. The defender scores the victory points if the attacker has not claimed them during the battle.
And if we look down here at the table, so you can see clearly the attacker's deployment zone is kind of tight, but the defender has a lot of space, but unknown amount of participants defending, and the defensible position is sticking out just a little bit. So in my ideal world, let me get a little color here with a little pencil. My ideal world, I would put the tree right on that deployment line right here, and scatter the gifts around it, like so, as you're seeing on screen here. Boom, just like a little star around it. So that's how I would ideally set this up. So, you know, they're not going to get to it round 1, but they're going to get to it. And you better hope, and it's going to be fun because they're all going towards that center. But you can, if they hustle towards that center, and you leave it open, you can surround the sides. I honestly, I feel like this is would be actually a really good type of scenario to play, even in a competitive setting potentially. Minus some of the scoring points here that need to be tightened up. But yeah, Neil, what do you think? Are you an attacker or a defender in this situation?
I'm an attacker for sure.
Okay, I'm defending. So
now this year, I will say I am much more prepared than years past. Generally speaking, my wife does a lot of the Christmas shopping because I am usually like a week before Christmas kind of guy. Like I would just get started right now. However, that has changed, and I'm starting to appreciate this preparation thing a little bit more. So
it is nice.
Now I'm pretty much done with a week to go to Christmas. So yeah, but I still enjoy the idea of being the attacker. I'm probably taking my Orcs and Goblins army. We're going to send Pig Suey and Wolf Riders at you as fast as their little hairy butts can take them, and see what we can make off with.
That's awesome. I really enjoyed kind of working these up. I might use that second one, that Christmas one, for Terathi, because it'll be after Christmas. So if I can go to a holiday store and find trees and little gift wrap things for super cheap, I'm going to buy them up.
Sure.
So that might be one of the scenarios we use just for some fun. But yeah, like I said, those are both linked down below. So please, everybody, play them, have fun with them. If something doesn't look right, just change the rules, have fun. It's trying to get you in a Christmas spirit. We want some holiday fun going on here in our wargaming tables.
Nice.
Even with Sigmar, like heck, you can make little snowball table objectives too for all I know.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, these have to be played on a snowy field. I forgot to write that in there, but yeah, you better have a snow mat and snow terrain. Sorry.
Nice, done and done. Got that.
Unless you live in Australia, then it's summer and you're safe. Yeah, there's a couple Christmas gifts as we wrapping up this year. But Neil, that's a pretty good Christmas episode here. I hope everybody out there is gonna have a very merry time with their family, no matter what you celebrate. Just have fun with it. Yeah. Anything you want to say as we close out for the Christmas season for us here?
Yeah, I just hope everybody has a safe and Merry Christmas. And survives family, and hopefully enjoys that family as well while they're around. So I know that can sometimes be stressful for some people, but certainly not here. We love seeing my in-laws, love when my parents are around. So even if they do add another very barky dog to my house. So
yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I hope work. I had the best email today at work. Because the response was, hey, what does your first week in January look like? I'm like, oh, thank God. Please stop squeezing these in like we've been. Yeah, I hope everyone has a great great holiday season, great time off, great Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you choose to celebrate. I hope you get lots of holiday Warhammer gifts underneath the tree. Hope you get to play some games, hang out with your friends, and just get some hobby in. Work on that backlog.
Yeah. Come on here and hit in the comments a couple. I don't know. Can you put pictures in the comments?
I don't think you can.
Tell us what you got. Tell us what you got anyway. All right.
Yeah, just tell us what you got. Let us see it. But yeah, for now, enjoy your Christmas season, everybody. Enjoy those battle plans. They'll be linked below. And yeah, until next time, happy hobbying, Merry Christmas, and stay Stormcast strong.
Don't shoot your eye out.